Okay, so in this reading, I look into the relationship between HEESEUNG and JAKE. Their connection was so lovely and probably my second favorite energetic pair next to the one I did between Nikki and Jungwon. There were parts I didn't really understand, but maybe you will if you're more tapped into the lore. I didn't get that much into it in this reading, but as a whole, I think enhypen is going through some emotional changes in their dynamic. Of course, everything I say is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only, and with peace of love. And let's go. Okay, HEESEUNG's gonna be on the left. Jake is going to be on the right, and this is the energy in between. HEESEUNG showed up as the Knight of Cups, Jake showed up as the Page of Cups. That's kind of interesting, because, like, if you look at it directionally, HEESEUNG is, like, going towards Jake. And HEESEUNG is also the Knight of Cups in the upright position. Jake is the Page of Cups in the reverse position. The Page of Cups is younger energy. It's like a younger version of the Knight of Cups, essentially, but it's also in the reverse position, which can be somebody who's, like, less comfortable maybe with sharing their emotions, or, like, less adept at it. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out. But the Empress in the middle is really interesting because it's, like, nurturing something, taking care of something. And because HEESEUNG is walking towards Jake's energy, to me it seems like HEESEUNG kind of is like a nurturer for Jake. I'm not sure. We'll see. Anyway. The relationship seems nice. It seems like friends and like good friends, like comfortable, I guess is the word. Like, it feels cozy. Like, I see like a fireplace, which to me means like, oh, like this is like a safe place. This is like comforting for me. HEESEUNG showed up as the Knight, 9 of Pentacles in the reverse position, which is looking back and like there's something dissatisfied about it. Jake showed up as the 2 of Pentacles, which is like trying to balance. I think to me it's almost giving like work-life balance, like trying to balance like being an idol with friends, with family, with, you know, like taking care of yourself every day. I'm curious why HEESEUNG got that card. Oh, HEESEUNG's the oldest, right? To me it seems almost like HEESEUNG feels a level of like, what's the word? Kind of like responsibility over Jake, but it's like very specific to their dynamic, and I don't know why HEESEUNG's taken on this role for or with Jake. I don't think Jake necessarily asked for it, but maybe HEESEUNG was like, you need it, because it's giving kind of like kind of giving like guardian angel almost, like I'm watching over you, I'm making sure you're okay. It's also giving kind of like big brother as well. Just like, I guess like checking in and being sure like, are you good? Like everything is fine, no one's like bullying you or whatever. Because the 4 of Pentacles is sort of like control, having a lot of control, trying to make sure your ducks are in a row. Pentacles is also very like Virgo energy, and we got the Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups in the beginning, which is due to somebody's like emotions. So it's like checking in, like, how are you feeling? Like, you know, is everything good? Like, any anxiety you want to talk about? It's very sweet energy. HEESEUNG, but it's not even really like helicoptery, like a helicopter parent either. It's just like sort of like HEESEUNG keeps tabs on Jake. It's the best way to put it. Jake got, HEESEUNG's energy is stronger so far in the reading. Jake got the 10 of Swords in the reverse position, which is like alleviation of mental stress. It also could just be like physical stress. It also can be like physical pain as well, even though this card tends to talk about mental. In one way or another, I feel like Jake, I don't know how old Jake is. I haven't read from him yet. But to me it seems like Jake, and it seems like in his mind, he is somebody that's kind of like busy. Like, I don't know, like if he like chatters on a lot in his mind, or if he has like a lot of anxiety, or if he's somebody who's just kind of like careful, or a little high strung, or a little type A almost. I don't know what it is, but there's something like, because I keep hearing like chatty, I'm so chatty. And that can mean like he is like actually very chatty of a person, but it can also be like he has like a lot of mental chatter, and that mental chatter, if you don't check it, can kind of turn into anxiety, or like over checking things, or being kind of obsessive. It seems like he is improving in that regard, so he's actually very like carefree and light, and he can like, you know, have a sense of ease about doing things. It seems like Jake is growing, is I guess the best way to put it. The Queen of Swords in the reverse position, sometimes it's a lack of like being direct, sometimes that can be a lack of honesty, sometimes it can just be like saying things in a way you don't really want them to be said. But the Queen of Swords is facing HEESEUNG, and it's like Jake's energy towards HEESEUNG, which to me gives the impression of I feel like Jake maybe goes, and this is really like, this isn't like serious energy, it's kind of light if anything, but it's almost like Jake goes back and forth with HEESEUNG of sort of like, I want to be close to you, I'm gonna drift away, I'm gonna be close to you, I'm gonna drift away. I don't think there's like an obvious reason why Jake does this. I think it's on a subconscious level. I'm not really sure. I feel like Jake maybe has like fears around intimacy, which is like super normal and like human. It's very light though, it's not like heavy like that. It's just sort of like, I think you just are trying to grow and like figure yourself out, you know? HEESEUNG got the Hermit, which is facing away. I've seen this, HEESEUNG is going through something, because this is like soul searching, this is like trying to find yourself, this is like going within, like having a moment of like quietude and like private time. Jake showed up as the Ace of Pentacles, which is like a reward. Oh, I see him like working at something, but it's almost like if he was in like a recording studio or something, but he's like messing with like the dials and the knobs, you know? That could be, I don't know, like Jake is gonna have like a solo coming up, or he's working on like a demo, or I don't know what he's doing, but in one way or another, I think Jake is a lot more business focused than HEESEUNG is. Or I think he's also a lot more business focused than a lot of the members of enhypen. I think a lot of the members of enhypen enjoy performing and, you know, like dancing and like doing that part of like being an idol. I think Jake actually likes the business aspect of being an idol. So, but like that doesn't necessarily mean like in a money way, but it's sort of like he likes to write songs or produce, or maybe he likes to do deals, or maybe he like, I think he likes to work, and I think he likes the nature of working in general. And because it ended up turning into his career, I feel like Jake is somebody who is a lot more work oriented. The moon in the reverse position is the revealing of a secret, but it can also just be like being more open, more out in the open, more upfront, especially emotionally. I think their bond is really close. It's very sweet. It's very like, I don't know. It's like Boy Scouts. It's kind of, because I keep seeing like fireplace, firewood, like them in like little, you know, Boy Scout like attire. It seems like they are good friends, but they're also very mature friends. So there's like boundaries. It's not like a ton of bleeding over. I do think they'll talk about like their emotions sometimes. It's a nice energy, I will say. It's like, I don't know. I like their friendship, I guess, their relationship. The Queen of Wands in the reverse position for HEESEUNG is like feeling a little bit disempowered, a little bit like somebody like dimmed your light, or almost kind of like a lack of confidence. But to me, HEESEUNG's energy gives kind of worn out a little bit, or like burnt out maybe. Like he just seems tired. Every reading I do with HEESEUNG, he seems just like, you know, like a basketball game, he's like sitting on the sidelines and he's like out of breath. He's like, I need like a minute to myself. That's the vibe. And also like almost kind of a little bit uninspired. And this seems to be like, it seems kind of like related to fame. I don't know, maybe like fame has gotten to him, or maybe like having to always perform as an idol, not necessarily being on stage performing, but like having to like do like the show and dance of being an idol and like saying the right thing and making sure you're nice to everyone. There's something about that. Like he's very burnt out, and it's almost like he can't catch his breath. I think HEESEUNG would benefit from a break, allegedly. Jake showed up as the World, which is like, oh, that's very sweet. Jake, I don't know their connection. I'm sorry, I haven't looked into enhypen that much since I looked at their discography, but I still haven't looked at their relationships. But when I see HEESEUNG and Jake is standing next to HEESEUNG, I see Jake looking at HEESEUNG kind of like up at him, kind of like, I admire you, or I respect you, especially because you have the World card, which is completion, but you also have this lady and she's looking over at HEESEUNG's energy. I see Jake very like happy. It's like very quiet. It's just like, I'm happy like we're friends, or I'm happier in my life. I do see like HEESEUNG taking on kind of like an older brother role with Jake, which is really interesting. It's not as like so like hovery like that though. It's like sweet. It's just like I'll help you. Like I think Jake sees HEESEUNG as somebody he can like genuinely go to if he has a problem. And I think not all of the members in enhypen necessarily have that with each other, but I think Jake is very like, oh, like he is in my corner. Like I trust him. Is kind of the vibe it's giving. I think they go into phases of being close and not close though. I don't know where they are. I think at present they're very solid in their relationship. The Six of Wands in the reverse position is like feeling is enhypen doing okay? Because in general, I think this is more so related to enhypen as a whole, or the group dynamic as a whole. Because it seems like enhypen feels like maybe a little like shaky, because I see them all on a rock and the rock is like jiggling back and forth. Rocky is the word that they're trying to get me to understand. It seems like there's something like they've lost confidence, or their confidence has been shaken, or something like that. This could also be behind the scenes. So it's like, I don't know, Hype tells them like, hey, like you can't do XYZ, or, you know, something is pushed back, or I don't know, but there's something about enhypen at large where they all feel a little bit like shaken up. HEESEUNG showed up as the Eight of Wands in the reverse position. Again, this has to do with other people being out there. It can be the internet, but it's just sort of like what people are saying about you or talking about you. I feel like HEESEUNG, like really, like I see him in bed, like pulling the covers up over his head. Like he's just really not, like he doesn't want to be seen right now, I guess. Or maybe he doesn't want to like hear people talk about him, or he just like, in some way or another, I see him like desperately wanting to be alone for a while. It's not really like depressed, it's more just like, it's like when everything's really chaotic and you need like a second to yourself. That's what it's giving. I don't think it's necessarily like serious. I could see if it going on for a long time, it could turn into something serious, but it's more like I feel like HEESEUNG just really needs a break. And I've been seeing this for a while. Jake got the Fool card in the reverse position, which is maturing. Yeah, I feel like Jake is matured. I don't know when enhypen. Oh, they debuted in 2020, right? It's been 5 years. Jake has for sure matured a lot. I think he is somebody who is a leader. I think Jungwon is the official leader of enhypen. I think Jake is a leader in a different way with enhypen, and I think it's just because he is naturally maturing and evolving into his personality. I could see him being someone who's maybe like the spokesperson for like enhypen, or in some way like he like speaks well for the group or something along those lines. There's something about him maturing, and like I see like people eventually looking up to Jake, but this seems like further down the line. Like if he became really powerful in the K-pop industry or whatever he was doing, I see him becoming a really strong leader in something that he does. The 8 of Pentacles in the reverse position is a lack of working at something. What's that mean? Because this would be Jake's energy going towards HEESUNG. Releasing of a burden. I think everybody in enhypen knows there's something going on with HEESUNG, but I don't think they know how to help him. And I feel like Hybe knows, because I feel like HEESUNG has actually vocalized what it is he needs, and it's almost like it's been denied, or it's almost like, oh, not right now, but like maybe like soon or something. Like if HEESUNG was like, hey, can I take like a 3-month hiatus to like, I don't know, go to the beach and like chill out or something, and Hybe was like, oh, you can do that in like August. And you're like, okay, well, that's so far from now. 2 of Swords in the reverse position for HEESUNG. It's like not knowing what to do, going into things blindly. It's also like hitting a wall almost, but a mental wall. Almost like you're in between a rock and a hard place. That's what I see for him. That is kind of upsetting, to be honest, because I really do see him like needing something. Jake showed up as the 10 of Wands in the reverse position, which is like the releasing of a burden, feeling more confident, being more capable of yourself. I really strongly see Jake like taking on some sort of like leadership position. This could be an official capacity, like if he was going to like MC for Music Bank. Is that a thing? I'm not sure. But in some way or another, and I think this is going to be public. Like he'll be given something that is going to show a new side to him, a more mature side to him. I see that coming up. Anyway, the 5-6 of Pentacles. I feel like for a long time, HEESUNG in the relationship has been somebody, he's been like the stronger one, quote unquote, or he's been the more mature one, or he's been in some way the older, the wiser one. I'm not really sure how to explain it. But I feel like HEESUNG just seems really like tired, and I feel like Jake, they're close. I do see them talking. I see like back and forth of like sometimes we're close and sometimes we're not close. But overall, I see them having like a really strong quality relationship. I feel like right now, Jake is the one that is attending more to HEESUNG. That literally makes so much sense. Okay, do you remember the first cards we got with the... Should I move everything? Ugh, this is gonna be a disaster. Okay. These first cards that we got, and so it's sort of like the Knight of Cups, which is an older energy, mature, whatever, and then Jake got the Page of Cups in the reverse position, which is the need to mature as well. I think what's going on is for a long time, HEESUNG has been the one that's more so been the caretaker of Jake. I feel like HEESUNG is just kind of like, it's just like tired. Every time I tap into his energy, I'm just like, oh. Anyway, I feel like Jake is starting to take on that role of like, hey, how are you? And like checking in on him, like a good morning text, like, hey, like what's going on? Like, do you need anything? Do you want me to go to the store? I'm going to the store. Do you need anything from the store? I feel like their roles are not necessarily changing, but it's almost like it's providing Jake with an opportunity to mature in a relationship and be more so the caretaker than the caretakee, which is really sweet. I see Jake maturing for some reason, like a Pokemon. That's what I keep seeing in my mind's eyes, like him just like leveling up, which is great. Love overall, I think like sweet relationship, very sweet relationship. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of like, they seem like good friends. And like a really like loving relationship. It's giving like brothers. I wish HEESUNG the best. I hope he feels better if he's not feeling well, and I hope Jake has a lovely life. Okay, well, good. Thank you. Bye.